Ishmael Luis is the leader of this ghetto located in the King Grey community along the Robbers Field Highway. The living conditions here are deplorable, but Luis and the over 150 wayward youths, males and females, commonly known as Zogos, who seek shelter in this dilapidated building, say they've got nowhere to go. Aside from living here, Luis and his colleagues have turned this place into a business center selling alcoholic beverages and narcotic drugs. Luis, a college dropout and a drug addict like all us here, tells us drug addiction led him to criminality.
It's very hard to leave. It's very, very hard to leave. Before you leave the thing, you have to go through some medication. You cannot sit down and say, I will leave smoking drugs today. It's very difficult. Because when you sit home, if you visit the ghetto 1 or 2 days, the bad feeling that you get, if you get stamina, if you get resistant, you put yourself in another problem. You just want to hijack somebody, rather we just said it, I'm smoking. Oh yeah, one time I was June, I went Junction, I checked somebody's phone. You can't smoke because I was June that day. They get a new phone to go. I check it, I want to sell it for $25 US. And I came on June that day. I known for more than 2 hours. I went home.
The 21-year-old who became a drug addict at 15 tells us he's tired of this kind of life, which he blames on his girlfriend.
I can still see this girl who put me into this habit. I see her every day and night, and she even come around me. We sleep together sometimes. No, I don't love her for her putting me in the drugs habit. I hate her, but I already see myself into the habit. So what to do? We just play the ball sometimes. We roll, we get high, we go home, we enjoy ourselves good. She go home and I leave home. So now I go to her house, I spend some time with her, we enjoy ourselves, I leave, she leave.
Luis is not the only Zogo who's addicted to drugs and seems to have a bleak future at the moment. As we further toward the ghetto in a King Grey community, we met Grace Holder, a mother of 2, who lost her 3rd child in childbirth. Grace, 26, says she never imagined being a drug addict until this moment.
I got in the team because my entire was living with in Attitude. She left me her husband there, and I thought I'm about me. She left me her husband there and was in the room. So I thought I was a small child. The man said, he tell me, say, you want to go out with me, I tell you, say no. So he made me, he was forcing me, I started shouting my voice out. Like that, I run away, like get on the street. I joined behind friend made me, I start smoking. I feel happy for your coming. And I tell God, thank you, like God will give you a long life to help her, all the little source, because someone good. And for me, I want to learn trade.
Grace says she feels sorry for herself, describing her life as unacceptable and craving the urgent intervention of the Liberian government. There seem thoughts on the mind of 26-year-old Bobby Johnson, who has a message for President George Weah.
I have a very important call to the president, is that we are talking about rehabilitation and reintegration. Yes, indeed, but these people that are importing these substances into our country, that is the first priority. We have to get to them. Because if the seller is not selling, the buyer will not buy. And once the buyer is not buying, the seller will not sell. So that is my SOS call to the president, so that at least the president can enforce our drugs enforcement agency. Because for me, I have an idea, and I know fully well that many of our security here called themselves the drugs enforcement agency. They are working in collaboration with the people who are bringing this substance.
The Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency has denied allegations of its officers' involvement in drug trade. The agency's spokesman, Marcus Gible, who preferred to only be quoted, told Power News that the agency is focused on pursuing and prosecuting alleged drug traffickers who, according to him, are destroying the future of young Liberians. The Liberia Refugee, Repatriation and Resettlement Commission, LRRC, which has been tracking the activities of Zogos, or nationally displaced persons with special needs, as the Commission calls them, says it has recorded over 6,000 of them from over 8,000 ghettos so far nationwide.
There are those who were associated with the civil war, and there are those because of family breakdown and peer pressure are also in the business.
Mr. Wosi harbors this fear if care is not taken to address the conditions of Zogos.
So the proliferation of all the ghettos across the country trickle of security concern. So it's a risk, potential risk, if it's not addressed within a period of a year or two.
These wayward youths do face various health problems.
Okay, some of the medical conditions that we have seen include malnutrition, pneumonia, we have TB, that is tuberculosis, malaria, scabies, and not forgetting STIs, including HIV. They also appear to have mental conditions. Good morning, Dr. B. I just called to inform you that I have a case that I want you to please.
Dr. Gabo says there are future plans by the Liberian government to run the mobile clinic for Zogos, but falls short of saying when the plans will be rolled out.
For present, we are working closely with the Mosurado County Health Team because these people are going to be stigmatized when they enter the health facilities. So we are planning to organize outreach clinics where we are going to treat them based on the cases they present with.
The plot of Zogos, some of whom are ex-fighters, has raised fresh criticism about the credibility and success of a nationwide disarmament process conducted by Liberian authorities under the supervision of the United Nations and the international community. Dr. Moses Jabo, who headed the defunct National Commission on Disarmament, Demobilization, Rehabilitation and Reintegration (NCDDRR), boasts that the program, which covered over 100,000 fighters from the government of Liberia GO era, Liberians United for Reconciliation and Democracy Laureate and Movement for Democracy in Liberia model, was a success.
In less than a week or two, when the process started, we were overwhelmed with the number of people that we had to deal with. And the process, you can sit here and talk about it for the next 2 to 3 hours. But we have been successful. That is the thing that we need to understand. What we did in this country is unprecedented. Nowhere in the world that you have a disarmament that will take the form, the one that we did that it took. And you are not had a repeat. We are not going back to civil conflict. That tells you that it was successful.
But Dr. Jabo admits the RR components of the program were not addressed or achieved, shifting the blame on politicians.
We now have, starting the resettlement process, which is very voluntary, and a call for people to choose the community of choice where they wanted to go. It was in that process that the pressure started to build that we had to go to election. A lot of people in the country never understood that. We said the process, we can continue the process. But when you allow politics and the political people to get in there, their priority will be different. And that's exactly what happened. So though we started with a resettlement process, we never got to the second arrow, which is a rehabilitation.
And Stevens, I must tell you that from the survey conducted, most of those individuals are high school graduates. Many of them are college products.
LRRC Executive Director Festus Logan says the Commission is partnering with the Liberian Council of Churches to run a psychosocial counseling program for Zogos.
Like for example, if you from Maryland, we will get your profile as we have already profiled them, and we will send you to Maryland. In Maryland, you will be taught different skills. Okay, there you will not believe as 2-3 years pass, those individuals will be integrated, reintegrated into society and resettled based on the profession they have learned from those basic centers.
Reverend Logan says the Commission also plans to reactivate its facility sitting on 3 acres of farmland in Johnsonville, Lower Mosurado County.
We intend those of them that we want to get into basic training activity like a TVET program, they will be there and going on training. But in that center, we give emphasis on agriculture and pig trade. So when you go there now, you'll see pig pens and all. It's a well-built structure and that is there. The only thing that we don't have and we're looking for is to put fence around it because we don't want our people of concern to be all scattered in the community.
When we got on the Commission's other farmland in Bentor, the capital of Mosurado County, work was already in progress in anticipation of the institution's rehabilitation and reintegration program for Zogos. Reverend Logan says all this is part of a $2.5 million United States 5-year strategic roadmap by the Commission with a 2-year pilot phase costing over $300,000. A move, he says, signals government's determination to transform the lives of Zogos. This has been Bentor, the capital city of Mosurado County. I'm standing between dilapidated structures where the LRRC does eventually intend to bring wayward youths, commonly known as Zogos, after their lives have been rehabilitated and transformed. The LRRC says it is determined, though it has miles to cover, to finally transform this place into a paradise for Zogos. This is where the LRRC does intend to transform their lives and give them skills to become meaningful citizens. But these structures you see around here have been occupied by squatters. These people say they've been here since the Liberian Civil War. They've got nowhere to go. The LRRC will eventually have to make some kind of arrangement to eventually give these people packages before eventually transforming this place into the paradise it is dreaming about. Aside from the LRRC, there are private institutions and individuals who are also touched by the plight of Zogos and want to also help transform their lives. Israel King, who famously starred in the movie Upriver with the stage name Aunt Johnny, has used her status as a movie star to establish a charity, Kimberly Youth for Jesus Christ Foundation, to enhance growing advocacies for Zogos.
I had a 16-year-old daughter, the late Kimberly, from the St. Teresa Convent Catholic School. And I just came from out one day, and Kimberly said she was not too well. But before I could get to the hospital, my daughter was already dead. Just imagine losing your only child, 16 years, it was not easy thing. I lost my memories and all. I couldn't really think well. So in that stage of my recovery, it was when the Lord told me, he said, Israel, Kimberly is dead, but Kimberly is not in health. So you have to go out in the street and rescue the brothers and sisters.
At the moment, plans to remove Zogos from the streets, ghettos, and other criminal handouts and give them a new life seem to be a work in progress in the wake of societal neglect and economic challenges. Anthony Stevens, Power News, Monrovia.